Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Home Game. As you can tell, I'm in my streaming position. This is where I normally record the Wednesday vlogs, also do streaming on Twitch. The reason I'm here is because we're doing game show games this time around on the Super Nintendo, which is I normally stream. And this time around, we got two of them that we're going to do, one now and one on a future date, because, I don't know, sometimes I don't like to schedule home games back to back. But this time around, we're going to take a look at Wheel of Fortune for the Super Nintendo. Now, this is the original Wheel of Fortune release. There was a deluxe edition release around 93, 94. This one is copyright 92, and this will be the one we'll be looking at first. Now, what I could tell you is that there was a Sega Genesis port for this, and I will tell you that we will take a look at the Sega Genesis port a little bit later on in the future, along with other Jeopardy ports for the Sega Genesis, because they play a little different than they do their Super Nintendo counterparts. They look a little bit different, and they feel a little bit different. How different, though? Well, we'll find out later on, but right now, let's dive head first as I plop it into the machine, Wheel of Fortune for the Super Nintendo. As you see that I do have an Elgato, so that's how it's going. And this is live, folks. And apparently it is not working. So we do the traditional and it works. Or at least it should. There it goes. Now, this was done by Gametek for Gametek and licensed by Nintendo. There was the Sega Genesis version, as I talked about earlier. And we have the wheel, the logo. And all the nice little things bottom. Featuring a lovely 16-bit photo of Vanna White, which actually does look really good. Now, there's something I'll tell you about right now. This does have voice, but it also can be slow. And by the way, too, with what you want to have, you have to... This is weird, because in order to select a letter, you have to hit X. Which is very unintuitive. Because that means you are hitting it right, this button right here. That's your activation one, not A or B, which is normally done, but X. Which to me, that is just bad programming. Although I will say the Vanna White clear voice is clear. Pick her. And please ignore the horns in the background. That is something I can't control. And you do have an option to change the puzzle, but we won't. But we will spin. And it's judged by the meter below you. And once again, you have to hit X. And it's a weird wheel. And it doesn't sound right. And one thing is, it is slow. It is a lot faster on Deluxe Edition. And it's also faster on the Sega Genesis. And another thing that I've noticed, the sounds just aren't right. And I'm also not a fan of, the graphics look okay. It's just like they transferred like digital photos and made that the set. So with this puzzle, it's I was a teenage something. And the wheel sound does not sound good. It's just like tick, 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 tick. I mean, the NES version got it right. Like it was, what the wheel actually sounds like. Now I got it. I was a teenage werewolf. Yay! And that is interesting. Now, we're going to talk about the wheel a little bit here now, and what I'm noticing is it does not look good. I mean, the text does not look as sharp as the NES games did. Now, and when I mean the NES games, I mean the first three: original, family, and the kids edition. Because the one featuring Vanna White had it was just text. The wheel would spin and sound like the wheel, but there was just a text display saying what was there. And that kind of reminded me of, there was this old Mac game called, I think it was Phrase Craze, which was essentially a bootleg Wheel of Fortune. Because since Logitech had the rights, take care of that. And he doesn't get the free spin. Now, they don't have a little notch for the free spin. Now, in the NES game, it was done by a plus sign. Or it just said, free spin. Just missed the 2,500. Now, the top is Gypsy Rose. The third line is Robert E. Lee. I just don't know what the middle one was. Oh, I got it. It's... No. Thankfully, there's a time limit, which you see it by that bar. Gypsy Rose, Bruce, and Robert E. Lee. Now it goes 1,500, 2,500, 5,000. So there's only 3 rounds. The NES game featuring Vanna White, which was released in '91, I think, had 4 rounds, 1,000, 2,500, 3,500, and 5,000 with the proper wheel layouts. This game doesn't have the proper wheel layout. They took the round 4 wheel and just converted it into other things. Now, if you take a look at that wheel, 1,500's in the right place. 2,500 is where 5,000 should be. 5,000 is where 550 should be, I think. And it's just weird. And honestly, I really don't like it. I'm sorry, it's where 300 should be. It's where that 300 should be. So they got this wheel all wrong. And I'm not a fan of it. Although the game itself, it's fine. But it would get a massive improvement with Wheel of Fortune Deluxe Edition. We'll play that soon. And the thing with this game is that they don't even have a speed up round. The NES versions did. But I understand that because round 3, it was back during the days of shopping. Here they're just playing for all cash. So the game moved quicker. But it doesn't excuse this game for only having 3 rounds, where it should have 4. Character models look okay, though. And I do like, you actually get movement. Well, I got 200. Oh. Pitcher's mound. Yay, win! We'll go L. We'll go D. M C A. Nothing. Oh, topsy-turvy. And what did I win? I won a speedboat! A really bad designed speedboat picture. Now, here's another thing that gets me. This game was released in '92. You would think they would get a more current photo than from 1987. And the reason I say it's from '87 is you can see the old neon $25,000 sign. Because in the '88 season, it was... Oh, by the way, Super Jeopardy on the Super Nintendo, which, by the way, did not get released. We got regular Jeopardy, then Deluxe, and then Sports Jeopardy. And that is a look at Wheel of Fortune for the Super Nintendo. It's half-baked at best. There are much better versions of Wheel of Fortune out there. Deluxe Edition is better. The one featuring Vanna White for the NES is better. At least they didn't screw it up that badly. I will say that, though, it's one of the lesser versions of Wheel of Fortune out there. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, you know that drill. Also, if you want to request a home game for us to take a look at, leave a comment below. If you want to help fund more home games for us to look at, become a Patreon backer at patreon.com/GameShowGumbo. I am Cindy Seidelman, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.